The state system is an incredibly powerful system built into the controller. Any game will have the character switching between object values as they play the game. Let's take the example of changing IK values. Let's say that normally you don't want the character to have much upper body rotation. However, when the character is aiming, let's say that you want the upper body to be able to bend more. You could manually create a script that adjusts these values, but then let's also say that you don't want much rotation when the character is aiming and also has the sword. Creating a script like this would be very error prone, and there's a much better way through the state system. So let's go ahead and take a look at that exact example here. So I have the IK component open, and when I start aiming, you'll notice that the character does not have much upper body rotation. In order to have the character have more rotation when the character is aiming, I want to create a new preset, and this preset will be tied to the aiming state, and when the aiming state gets activated, it will take any of these preset values and apply them to the character IK component. So let me click on the preset, and then I want to add an upper body weight, and I want to say it will have a weight of 0.5. So now if I go back to the character IK component, then I hit play, we'll notice that the upper body weight changes when I have the aiming state activated. The aiming state gets activated because of the aim ability. If I scroll up to that aim ability, let's see, it's right here, you'll notice that the state name has aim in here. That means that when the aim ability is activated, it will also activate the aim state. If, let's just say that we wanted to have a different state when the assault rifle item set was activated, we could create a state name for the assault rifle, and then let's just call that same IK component preset. And now when the assault rifle is activated, the look at body weight will be set to 0.5. So the assault rifle is loaded and it's at 0.5 right now. If I switch to the sword, notice how the assault rifle state ends, and now it's back to its original 0.5 value. The states get applied from bottom to top. So right now with the assault rifle state activated, it's going to apply any of the default states first, or any values within the default preset first, and then it's going to apply any values within the assault rifle preset. Let's now take another example, and let's say that when the sword is activated, we don't want the aim state to be activated. And I'm going to switch this preset back to the aim state like it was originally. And then I'm going to create a new state name called sword. So this will be activated when the sword is active. And let's create a new preset. And we'll call this one sword, character IK preset. And let's say that the sword one will reduce the hand rotation, or the hand weight. We'll have it set to a value of 0. And then we will also block the aim state from activating. So if I go back to the character IK component, we can then set this blocked by field. So I'm going to set it to sword. So what this means is that if the sword state is activated, then aim will get blocked by it and it will not activate, even if the aim state is activated, or if the aiming ability is activated. So first let's just show what it's doing without that set. So now when I have the sword and I'm aiming, we should see the sword state activated, and now if I start aiming, aim will get activated as well. If I don't want that to happen and I only want the sword state to be activated, I can put this blocked by, and then now when I hit play and I switch to the sword, you'll notice that when I'm aiming, aim does not get activated, and that's because it's being blocked by the sword. So you can do a lot of really cool things with this state system. The demo scene, it would have been tough to create the demo scene without this state system, just because I used it in pretty much every different room, and it just made it incredibly easy. I guess to go over a little bit more about it, this preset field, or this persist field, will persist any values to the whatever preset that you have selected. So let's say that this, I think I switched the hand weight to 0 on this. Let's say that instead of 0, I wanted it 0.55. If I hit persist, it will then transfer that 0.55 to this preset. So now instead of it being set to 0, it's set to 0.55. There's also this activate button, which allows you to toggle the activation status of the state. In order for it to be enabled, you have to be in play mode. So I'm going to go into play mode now. And notice how when I click the button, it will activate the aim state and the look at body weight changes to 0.5. I can then deactivate it and it will go back to its default value. If I activate the aim state and then I activate the sword state, the aim state will still become deactivated because it's being blocked by the sword state. So when I deactivate the sword state, aim will be activated again. So this is just a quick little useful tool to debugging your states without actually having to manually call and enable the state. So that's an overview of the state system. If you're not using it, I highly recommend you do so because it makes things just so much easier and so much nicer to quickly change state values.